Blog Talk Radio.
10 years ago, a crack commando unit was sent to prison by a military court for a crime they didn't commit. These men promptly escaped from maximum security stockade to the Los Angeles underground. Today, still wanted by the government, they survive as soldiers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire
LCS Hockey.
It's the show with the gayest intro music possible.
Slip some Nirvana in on you, that's right.
Oh, my God. You know, like, if I made up theme songs like that and I posted them, you know, to start off the show, you just rip on me for hours and hours.
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
But you do it, and it's cool.
Well, I don't think people want to listen to Natalie Merchant and Hootie and the Blowfish.
Yeah, but people don't want to listen to Nirvana either. You know.
Yeah, they do.
I don't know if you know this or not, Mike, but it's 2010.
Yeah.
2010.
They still haven't made music since. It's terrible.
Yeah, who, Nirvana? Yeah. Shotgun Blast. Anyways, it's the LCS Hockey Radio Show, brought to you as always by Honest John Churchfield and by the #1 non-updated hockey site in all the land, LCSHockey.com. LCS, if you're hearing this, it's already too late. All right, Mike, are you ready? Here we go. Rumor has it that Lindsay Lohan is scheduled to play Deep Throat star Linda Lovelace in a new film. And so for a change, when critics review Lindsay's movie and says she blows in it, she can actually take it as a compliment for once.
Wow.
Yeah.
Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah. Uh-oh, here you go. You ready, Mike Dell?
Sure.
Courtney Love's back in the news again.
This is like 2 weeks out of 3, I think.
I think it's 3 weeks.
Oh, wow, 3 for 3.
Yeah. Courtney Love now says that she hates men. Quote, I really hate men. Fucking men. All they want to do is fuck you, then turn you into a pizza.
I don't know what that means.
Turn you into a pizza? Just because they stuff her full of pepperoni and sausage until they get their fill and pass the leftovers to their friends doesn't make her a pizza. It just makes her a whore.
But, hey, you know how you can tell Courtney Love hates men? She kills them.
Kills them, yeah. What she did with Kurt Cobain.
That's right.
How about this, Mike Dow? Julia Roberts has once again been voted most beautiful person.
Who canceled?
Yeah. This marks the 12th time that Roberts has appeared on the list, and the award will be handed out by 1988 magazine.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's a good joke, Larry.
Hey. Yeah, 1 out of 3 ain't bad.
I don't even know if you need the magazine. You could have just said, well, we handed out by 1988.
Huh.
See? End it right there.
Yeah, rewriting the monologue. Anyways, tonight on the big show, we'll be talking, I guess Cousin Brandon will be here, and perhaps Ed will call in if he's not still on hiatus. And in the second hour, we're going to hear from Pat Picciarelli and Mob Movies. You ready for that, Mike, though?
Yeah, Pat knows all about the mafia and the mob and the whatnot, so he's going to come in and tell us some stories.
There you go. So, let's get it over with. Joining me, as always, is the editor-in-chief at LCS Hockey, the Attack Site, and a man that is chased by Buzzard when he leaves the house. It's the very busy Mike Dell.
Jerry Farish.
What's up?
Hey, not much. I'm watching the Flyers and Bruins. It doesn't look good for the Flyers.
Aw, that sucks. That really sucks. I really hate to see the Flyers lose.
Yeah, it's tough. You know, you lose Jeff Carter and Simone Gagne and Ian LaPerriere. It's rough, you know. and they're down to like their 8th goaltender. You know.
Aw. Well, they're always on their 8th-string goaltender. That's Philadelphia hockey.
Philip Boucher's, he's better than, or Philip, I'm sorry, Brian Boucher. He's better than Emery to begin with. I'd rather have him than Emery anyway, so who cares? But
does it really matter? Just throw a shooter in the net. I mean, they're all garbage in Philly. Philly hates goaltending.
You think the Flyers at some point in the last 30 years would say, hey, why don't we get a goaltender?
Yeah. No, they never
I
did.
remember back in the day, they could have had Curtis Joseph right in Joseph's prime there, but they didn't want to trade Denis Zubris.
Yeah, he's very good.
Yeah.
Denis Zubris, look out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Denis Zubris.
Yeah, they're still never had a goaltender. What can you do?
Hey, are you ready?
Sure.
Brandon.
Hello? I wondered where Jerry bought his pantyhose. What is wrong with you? That's horrible. How do you call yourself a man? Holy hell, I need to have these women.
Brandon.
Cheerio.
British.
Oh, you know what? I just blew it. I should have given you an hola for Cinco de Mayo. God.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't even realize.
Yeah,
Well,
Cinco de
already.
Mayo.
I don't look at the calendar.
Yeah, well. You know what that means, by the way? That means May the 7th.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't think so.
Yeah, so
Hey,
Brandon,
this-
thanks for coming on the show, buddy. You have you in the first hour. Usually you come on in the second hour, but now we've moved you up because you get sleepy.
Yeah.
May the 4th.
Your vagina cannot stay awake.
And then you have to go to bed. But you're here in the first hour. We were going to do a top 11 list, but then we're both very busy, so we never got around to it. So the floor is yours, Brandon. What do you want to talk about?
No, let me ask Brandon a question right off the bat.
All right.
Please.
Hey,
Mitch the Masturbator's already made Dave's a Thunder, and yet you're shunned. How do you feel?
You know, I didn't come on here to be attacked.
I'm not attacking. I'm asking a hard
It's
question.
early in the show. Look,
well, for people
I'll put it. No. I'll put it this. Go ahead.
That's your cousin Dave Damashek, his award-winning podcast over at adamcarolla.com. People
No awards.
It's won plenty of awards, right? And go over on iTunes and sign up and listen to Brandon's cousin, the Dave there, talk to his brother Mitch, right?
That's right.
Yeah. How's that feel, Brandon? Shunned.
Look, I'll just say this. I'll say clearly, what this tells you is that Dave's of Thunder values, crude and masturbatory jokes over intellect. So, you know what? Fuck them.
Exactly.
That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
Fuck Dave Damashek and fuck Dave Feeney. I don't care. And you know what? I'm wondering if the Ed wants a new cousin, because maybe I'll team up with the Ed. Fuck
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't need this. I don't need it.
That'd work out.
The thing is, though, is like Mitch is on a nationally recognized show, and you're on this show. I mean, what does that say about your life?
It's kind of like single A ball over here, yeah?
Yeah, definitely. Like, even
Well, you know what? I will say this. I respect the listening audience more on this show than I do that one.
Well,
Oh,
yeah.
my God.
And I mean that. I'll tell you what. The fools over there, number one, okay, look, in all fairness, I really do enjoy that show. It's very funny. And I still do find it funny 10 episodes in, if you go over there and read any of the comments, that people just don't get it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Every comment it's either one of two things. Oh, Dave Damashek, oh, you're hilarious, but that Feeney guy is too annoying. Or it's oh, Dave Damashek, maybe you should quit interrupting that Dave Feeney, because they do not understand the intentional interplay between the two that it's supposed to be, the two of them essentially cutting each other off all the time and just, getting wise on one another. They don't understand that. It's so annoying. But, whatever. It's a simple-minded world we live in with simple-minded people with simple-minded penises. Did I say that? Well, that's true.
I don't know. Sounds like Twitter.
Well,
And you know what we should discuss, by the way.
Are you on your Twitter account?
I'm sorry?
I said you're talking about penises, or are we on your Twitter account?
Yeah.
We can be. Want to go tweet
Go
about
to-
Cox?
What is it? Twitter.com/Cousin Brandon, right? And then
That's right.
cousinbrandon.wordpress.com, is that right?
That's right. And let me tell you, by the way, over on my blog, first of all, because I know one of the first questions is going to be, where's the Angry Alphabet? And I know. And look, so since Hamburger, nothing new yet, because I'll tell you what, I've been thinking about, I was thinking about long and hard for a while, and then I realized, I'm like, you know what, wait a minute. Number one, I have a couple other things to write about that aren't the Angry Alphabet. Number two, I'm going to have a new Wandering Jew post coming up, because I passed the fuck out the other night. So look for that one. I just ate shit the other night. But 3, look, Lost is almost at
Here we go.
And really, look, there are, after last night's episode, there are 2 episodes plus. Now get this, the series finale, 2.5 hours.
Oh my God!
It was just expanded an extra half an hour the other day. That's right. 2.5 hours of pure genius. Well, fuck it, it's going to suck, but who cares? Look, it's 2.5 hours of me watching, taking notes, turning into a fucking dork, and then writing about it. And I can't wait.
Well, let me just say, the other day I went and I got the old DVDs and I started watching a whole season of Lost. And let me say, it's just tremendous.
Shut your mouth. You did not.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. I've never watched it.
Yeah, sucker.
You know what, Mike Dell? For a minute there, I was like, hey, we might bond. We might really have something special.
I don't
and
know.
it turns out, you know what? It turns out you're just as bad as Larry.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, but you wanted to have you sent me an email today. You're like, hey, Mike Dell, how do I host a live chat? Because you want to hold a chat about Lost.
That's right.
Is that correct?
That's right.
Yeah. So I told you to go to our buddies over at the Damn Radio Network. Larry, what's the address?
Damnradio.blogspot.com.
Yeah, there's a chat room right there. Bang. Everyone on the damncheck.com message boards and everyone else can go there and chat. So why don't you host a little chat over there, Brandon?
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I'll tell you what, and here's my thought, because I might just do that. Here's my thought for both of your listeners, that next Tuesday, before next week's episode of Lost, that's right. Well, listen, you follow me on Twitter, maybe you get 4 people. Next Tuesday before Lost, I'm thinking maybe in the 8 o'clock hour. Who knows? Maybe we go on and we chat for an hour before Lost. Maybe you give me some ideas, I write you back, and I call you a fag. So let's just see how it goes.
Let me ask you a question here.
Yes.
How are you going to host a live chat when, you're jacking off? How is that possible? You got Vaseline all over the keyboard like Lost?
Sir, the good Lord gave me 2 hands for a reason, okay? Look, I have 2 hands for a reason. And I don't know what planet you come from, but where I live, it's like, oh, God, this feels delightful, and, hey, look at Jack's haircut with the other hand. So, look, I can do that.
Brandon loves Lost.
Lost. Exactly right. I really do. But, I'll tell you what. Well, here's the thing. Okay, look, we're not going to get, as Mike Dell mentioned, we're not going to get to our top 11 list tonight, and I don't even want to give away the topic because we are going to have to do this at some point, but really, we had talked about earlier I think you guys talked about it, and I chimed in very quickly one evening for the best shows on television. And I got to say again, I sincerely hope your listening audience is watching Breaking Bad this season because it has been fantastic.
Yeah, I've tried. Our buddy Michigan Frank told me to watch it, and I tried one night to watch it, but I was doing other stuff. I wasn't really paying attention, so I've still yet to see a full episode of Breaking Bad.
Look, eating a block of tofu and, checking your blood levels does not calculate or constitute doing something else. Sir, what about you, Larry? Are you watching the Breaking Bad?
I'll be honest with you. I watched a good portion of the first season. I really enjoyed it, but I just, for whatever reason, not because I didn't enjoy it, I never picked up on it again.
You got to go back to it. I am telling you, it is so stinking good. And I'll tell you what, it really... Okay, look, let's just take Lost out of the equation. You know how I feel about Lost, but really, with Mad Men, Breaking Bad is the best show on television. It really is.
Better than Mad Men?
That good. Well, I'm saying it's right there with Mad Men. I mean, it's those next... because look, Lost is coming to an end, so let's just say that doesn't count.
Well,
Mad Men and Breaking Bad are the best shows on television.
Well, let me ask you this. Is Christina Hendricks on Breaking Bad?
Well, I think one of her tits might be there.
Because then it's not as good as Mad Men. But hey, we just got season 3 of Mad Men on the DVD, so we're going to be
Mad Men drinking.
So, now here's
by the way, did you see that episode where January Jones hosted Saturday Night Live?
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, she was awful. All I saw was an opening monologue, and it was horrible.
She
was
just
so bad.
For that. It's all right. Don't worry, January. You're the
It was terrible.
Yeah, no. Christine Hendricks is the top because, again, she's like a triple Z. I mean, seriously. Have you...
But,
good Lord. You can't...
Before season 4 comes around, I think it's the end of July, but we're going to get your buddy, the cousin Dave on, and we'll have a big...
I don't even know who that is. He's dead to me.
Yeah, he's dead to Brandon.
Well, you know what, Larry? What we could do, we could get Dave and Mitch to come on.
Yeah, we'll get Mitch. Yeah, Mitch is good. And he sounds just like Brandon, so it doesn't make a difference.
Oh, please.
Hey, Brandon, I don't know if you had a chance to listen to our show last week, but we did it around Blog Talk, and we did a show.
Oh, I listened. I did listen, and I listened, and there was apparently some perpetrator, Brandon. I heard. I know.
That kid sounds just like you.
Haters be hating.
Well,
what do you have to
I'm
say
on
about
Haters
that?
Be Hating. I'm on the Security Guy at Herb show.
Yeah,
Look, I'm all over the place. I make my rounds, and you know what? I don't apologize. I'm very popular. And you wonder all the time when I say I'm so exhausted and so busy. Look, I got places to be.
You're very busy, very busy.
How are things with the lady friend there, Cousin Brandon?
Oh, it's fantastic. I'll tell you what. In fact, in about a week from tomorrow, maybe I'm going to see her. Maybe I'm going. I'm going down south. Well, no, wait a minute. Let me rephrase that. I'm going to the southern United States. Pardon me.
Oh. I had no idea she lived down south. I thought it was a local thing for you.
Nope.
You always date the ladies that are like, out of the area.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, listen, this one is a keeper.
Did she ever ask about Larry?
Yeah, she's like, who's the unfunny gay dude? And I'm like, wait, Larry or Dell? She's like, no, the unfunny one. Yeah, and I'm like, oh, that's Larry. Yeah. No, I tell him you're both gay. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Don't be weird.
She never says I'm gay when she's going down on me.
Whoa, Larry, that's uncalled for.
Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I fucking said it.
She's pretty good though, right?
Yeah, it's not bad.
See? Exactly. No, she's honestly, she is a fantastic lady. She's really definite key for this one.
Oh, good kid's the best.
I'm wild about her. She's a good girl.
Now, Brandon, what else have you been watching on the TV? Because apparently Larry's been watching a lot of stuff on the TV he wanted to talk about. Is that right, Larry?
Well, do we want to talk to anybody else right now?
Who's, you mean, who?
Exactly? What? Sorry, I'm not fascinating enough for you. Sorry, Hootie and the Blowfish, Natalie Merchant. Fine.
Natalie Merchant has a new album out, by the way.
Oh, hey.
You're such a gay.
Did 1993 call you up and tell you that? Or
So here we go. All of a sudden, Mike Dell's taking my monologue jokes and turning them back on me after he rewrites them.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, who is this other person? Because I have a feeling this other person is supposed to be on hiatus.
Yeah, that person. That's him.
Wow.
Brandon, would you mind real quick to see?
No, if he's on hibiscus, I want to talk to him.
All right, yeah, real quick. We'll see what he's doing.
Ed!
Hey, man, that girl that he's going to see is like Oliver Stone's third cousin.
I don't even know what that means. But the Ed, this is our buddy the Ed from Las Vegas. The Ed, you're supposed to be on hiatus. You're not supposed to be calling radio shows. What are you doing?
Yeah, it's over, man. My show's coming back tomorrow. For all you dead motherfuckers.
Why is the show coming back tomorrow? I was looking forward to a vacation.
Negotiations with Blog Talk Radio have made it, and now they done made us a feature program on this goddamn Blog Talk Radio. Did you not tell the kids about it?
No, I didn't tell the kids yet, but that is true. We're now a featured show on Blog Talk.
They wrote us a goddamn letter. I told them, listen, I'm not going to be doing this stuff no more if you guys don't do it right. And then they did it.
Yeah, apparently the Ed's hiatus was just a big contract ploy with Blog Talk.
That's what I'm saying. That's all you got to know.
And your hibiscus is over?
Yeah, the hibiscus is over. If you go to the Blog Talk main page of Blog Talk Radio, you'll see the Ed Show proudly displayed on the front page.
My show is on the goddamn front page like TV Guide's front show.
That's bullshit.
No, it ain't. That's true.
We made you.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
We carried your ass for years.
Well, man, it took me 6 seasons, but Jesus Christ, I did it.
Yeah.
Hey, the Ed, let me ask you a question. This is Cousin Brandon, the Ed. What big guests do you have lined up for your return? You must have, it always has to be the big comeback show where you have all the big guests lined up.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about me.
Oh, all right.
You always talk about you.
I'm going to, you know what, because I figure we're going to get a lot more listeners since we won these featured goddamn shows now. And I'm going to tell everybody, how I was born and where I was born. I'm even going to reveal every single one of my kids' names on the show.
Wow, every single one.
Are you going to talk about your brother Fred?
I'll talk about him, too.
Huh. Wow, this will be great.
Yeah.
Are you going to have a baby on the show or no?
Well, I mean, if he pops in, he could pop in, he could pop out. Hopefully I might knock him out. I've been working the last 2 days with security guy Irvin, his security guard in place. And
really?
Yeah, 2 days in a row, man, full paychecks, man. Listen, and I've been doing that, and working hard, trying to make some extra cash for Christmas, because they changed the rules at the airport now, where I can't push the carts in and get the quarter no more. They didn't change.
Oh, they won't let you do that anymore.
No, you can do it, but instead of parking for free, or putting a quarter in the meter, and I used to always park in other people's meters that still had time left. Now they put it's mandatory $2 to go in the goddamn parking lot.
Oh, well, that cuts into the
So I gotta park 8 carts before I make any cash, and I'm like, well, sometimes there ain't 8 carts.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, you had something. Hey, you had really quickly, career-wise, have you ever considered becoming a croupier?
Wow.
I don't need no hair. What I need toupee for?
No. Here's
I don't even need no goddamn hair.
No. Sir, I'm sure you have lovely hair. What I'm thinking is, you're out in Las Vegas. Maybe you could become a croupier and run one of the tables at one of the casinos. I think you'd be fantastic.
I don't even know what that means.
It's just like
it means you take the money and you make the bets for the people. You run the table.
You're like a pit boss right-hand man.
Yeah.
You can't have a felony for that. You can't be in. You can't have been in trouble before to work at a
You've had a
casino.
felony conviction?
Yeah.
Hey.
Well, wait a minute. I know you've served some time in the clink, but I thought it was just like minor stuff. Like
it's minor. It's a minor felony. I mean, that ain't no big deal.
Well, I don't think any felony is really minor. I think that's kind of...
Well, I'm telling you, sometimes they is.
Yeah.
Huh?
That's an oxymoron. That's like jumbo shrimp.
Yeah.
You can't have a minor
felony.
No.
It's
like just a mild treason.
No, they can give you felony. They can give you felony drug possession if you watch that goddamn Breaking Bad. That's a stupid show.
I do.
Because the only people that watch that show is people who's addicted to that crystal methamphetamine.
Oh, Breaking Bad.
That's what I'm saying. I tried to watch it one time, and a honky white sucker started licking his lips because he wanted some of that shit. And I was like, oh, man, what are you doing?
Yeah, honky white sucker.
He used to be addicted to that. That's how he got his felony. He got caught with some of that on the way to Utah, driving in a car.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, that don't make him a dangerous person, do it?
Kind of.
Nope.
Yeah, a little bit.
Why? So you say Todd Bridges is a bad person?
Yeah, pretty much.
But Todd Bridges is just a bad actor. I don't know if you've watched any of those Different Strokes. He is not a good actor.
You know what? I think the Bridges are a little more successful than the Demasheks.
Well, you know what? You're right, because when I think about the Nash Bridges, he's fine as well. So I guess you're right. He's very good.
As his daddy. He doesn't know what's going on. Ain't no problem.
Wow.
You're right. See, I even got the little drum thing. That's right.
And even the Millers more successful. There's more successful Millers in the world than Demasheks. So I want to hear it.
What about John Miller, who the baseball analyst? That's right.
Hey, man, Cousin John does it all, man. He does it all. Cousin John, he knows what's going on.
By the way, how's Monkey Nuts doing? We should talk about this, by the way, since we're all on the phone here. How's Monkey Nuts?
Fantasy Baseball League. It's
called
Monkey Nuts.
Yeah, my team's always good.
I doubt it.
Yeah,
he's in my division.
Yeah, he's right near the top, I think.
Is he really?
I'm not even making no trades.
Huh.
Monkey Nuts is second in the AL West with a record of 40, 33, and 7.
Yeah, I'm not no problem.
How are the Rebel Jews doing? Yeah.
The Rebel Jews are second in the AL East with a record of 43, 29, and 8.
And my team is terrible, by the way. That's right. And I have a terrible team.
You got a suck team that's been playing over their heads. And my team is good. I just got a lot of injury. When my guys come off the injury reserve list, hey, you can believe what you want.
Hey, bad news about Milton Bradley. Did you hear what happened?
Yeah, I mean,
it turns out he's a dick, and they kick him off the team once again.
Yeah, he's got personal problems, and he's taking a break.
Yeah, big fucking surprise. Seriously, yeah. Who drafts Milton Bradley? You know what? That's like drafting cancer.
He didn't draft Milton Bradley. He traded for him.
Oh, that's even worse. Congratulations. Well done.
Yeah.
Hey, Viet, do you want to make a trade right now? You and me?
Yeah, why don't you and Brandon make a trade live on the air? This will be great.
You give me Longoria, and I give you Jeff Keppinger. Let's do it.
How about I got Milton Bradley and Braden Looper, and I'll give them both of them for just, I don't know, who you got on your team?
Nobody that's as bad as Braden Looper and Milton Bradley. Thank you, though. It was very kind of you to offer.
Brandon, your team's off to a hot start because you got the Paul Konerko and Ty Wigginton.
Yeah, that's right.
Like chimps.
Listen, here's the thing about when you ask people for trades, niggas can't be choosers. That's how it works.
Yeah, it seems everyone in the league wants to trade you their worst guy for your best guy.
That's exactly right. I know. You know who was trying to make a trade with me today? It was Stink Pickle.
That guy's a piece of crap, man.
Yeah, listen, I have not received one good. That's exactly right. I have not received one good trade offer. Well, I think in fact me and the Mayday Ballones may have talked about something, but not one good trade offer all season, other than the one that Larry made me. But whatever.
Listen, man, some guy offered me Rick Cerrone for Evan Longoria. I said, how the hell am I going to do that?
Who's Rick Cerrone? Wow.
I have no idea.
I don't even know what that means.
You might as well have offered you Ricky Schroeder.
That'd be good. I like that, yeah. Maybe you'll get to ride around on the train. That'd be nice.
Him and Alfonso Ribeiro, and I used to have an Alfonso Ribeiro breakdancing kit.
Yeah.
Did you have one of those?
The Ed was very
Did that come with cardboard or no?
It came with a cutout, and my kids, they used to all jump on that goddamn thing and be flipping around and shit. It was like
that guy used to pop his collar too, by the way. You know that?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's like having lifetime. Yeah, I pop it all the time, man. It's like having lifetime break.
I like it. Yeah, very good. Well, the Ed, so the hiatus is over. You'll be back doing the show tomorrow night. Big news. You're working with security guy Irv. Anything else you'd like to
Yeah, we got to talk. My first day of work, I helped over 45,000 people.
Well, see, I don't think that's true at all. But we want to say
I was like, move on, move this way. Let go. Yeah, right, yeah.
Wow, no wonder.
That's what I told him.
But we need to save it for the show, the Ed. You know, we can't waste all the stories here tonight. We got to save it for tomorrow.
Oh, well, I had 2 days, and I'll have a third day by tomorrow night. So
that's right.
I know what kind of stuff I'll do. He only gave me one shirt though. I didn't even have a shirt with a collar today.
Yeah, that's silly.
So I got in trouble because I wore a T-shirt with a tie.
Yeah, that's not a good look. I don't think that's a really good look. All right, Ed. Well, we got to talk to Brandon. We need to talk TV and movies with Brandon. So.
You know what? I've done some investigation. The Joe's ratings go very low when he comes on.
No, that's not true. Haven't you heard we're a featured show?
Oh, the Ed.
That's because of me, not because of you. You worst co-host and got an Eddie Award for it.
Wait a minute.
That is true.
Yeah, I guess.
And I'm telling you, there could be a new change tomorrow night on the co-host. We don't even know yet.
Yeah, Larry's in the mix.
It could be like the Maury Povich show. I come out thinking I'm hosting the show, and then like, nope, Larry comes out from backstage.
Yeah, say,
Larry, you are not the co-host. That's right.
Number 19, you are not the co-host.
That's right.
Wow, that'd be great.
Hey man, you know they sell chocolate milk?
Yeah, they've been doing that for years now. All right, Ed.
No, like in Pepsi bottles.
In Pepsi bottles? I find that hard to believe.
No, not inside the Pepsi bottle. They just like Pepsi bottles, but they say.
You talk a lot for a guy on hibernation. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you're supposed to be on hiatus, so we probably should let you go. But
it's over. It's over. I'm going to call 52 shows tonight.
All right. Hey, Ed, you know what? You should call this show called Haters Be Hatin'. I think it's on right now.
Yes.
Larry,
absolutely.
Is it on right now?
When's that one come on?
I think it's on right now. Larry, can you look it up, or do you want me to?
No, I can look it up.
Yeah, Haters Be Hatin'.
I'm not at home. I'm going to the grocery store right now, so I'll call him and I'll see if I can get on. Haters Be Hatin'.
You know what, Dad? Wait, Dad. If you go to the grocery store and you call them, just call them and tell them every item that you're buying at the grocery store. Just say, now I'm getting this. Now I'm getting this.
Yeah. And then when they tell me they don't like it, I'll say, haters be hating.
Larry, nothing yet, Larry?
They come on at 10 p.m., so that'd be 7 o'clock the Ed's time.
Oh, yeah, I'll be there for that one.
Well, yeah, do you want us to give you the phone number, or do you want to look it up when you get home?
No, I'll look it up. I ain't got no crayon on me.
All right, Ed. Well, that's Haters Be Hate at 10 o'clock. Call in there and get on the air. That'll be great.
All right.
You got to call them guys, Ed.
Yes.
Radio Gold.
All right, Ed.
No, the Ed hung up.
There. He's very busy. All right, so hopefully the hiatus is over. It was all just a big ploy to get Blog Talk to make one future show.
The Ed's a weird dude.
that you just realized that now?
No, Brandon.
It just makes me laugh. What a weirdo.
Brandon, in honor of Cinco de Mayo, are you drinking tonight?
Dude, listen, I was just thinking about this. I play Larry versus beer every night. Like, I really do. And like, I was thinking about that. I'm like, it's getting very sad that beer is beating Larry. Well, no, I'm sorry, that maybe Larry is beating. See, I don't know who I am in the equation. The point is, I've been playing every single night, and it's getting out of hand.
I think one week we're going to get you guys on here, and we'll just have an intervention.
Because I'll be honest with you, before we went on the air tonight, Brandon, I told Mike Dell, I'm smashed right now. I've been drinking all day.
We've got a big show. Our buddy Pat Picciarelli's coming on in the second hour.
All fucking day.
Over for Pat. Really?
I don't care.
Well, I'll tell you what. If it makes you feel, let me think. Tonight I had 4 beers, 3 glasses of wine, and a glass of vodka.
3 glasses of wine.
Wow.
Oh, please. Look.
What
do you want? I was having dinner over at my sister's place. How about that?
Oh, look at you. Hanging out with the family.
So what? I have a family. Big deal. I haven't murdered them yet. Big fucking deal. Don't judge me.
Well, nice to see. Nice to see Cousin Brandon as a son.
I have no count on what I've drank tonight. I've had probably, if I had to guess, I'm probably on around 11 beers. I don't know.
Are you having the Labatt's?
Yeah, I'm having Labatt's. I mean, I guess I could go.
See, let me just say something, by the way. And you guys can chime in on this, but this is something we often don't talk about. So, look, it's one thing to be an alcoholic, but you know what? I respect more so. I like a guy that has a brand. You know what I'm saying? I like a person that sticks. I'm serious. That if you stick with a specific beer, you're like, look, this is my beer. That's right. Like, it's very old school. Like, I like the idea. It's like, for instance, somebody that's like, no, look, this cigarette, no, that's my label. I smoke Cools. You know, I drink High Life. Sorry, I wear Levi's. Whatever it is, I like the idea of being loyal to a specific brand. And you know what it is for me? Zima. This is delicious. Delicious. Yeah. All right, just saying, it's very good. And you know what's even better? Pour a little cranberry juice in there. Ooh la la.
Drop a Jolly Rancher in there.
Oh, sure. You know what, though? They don't even make the Zima anymore. Did you know that?
No, don't they?
Yeah, discontinued. And in fact, I have a very quick story about the Zima. My buddy and I have a good pal, Chuck, who, by the way, is in the Pittsburgh area. We used to, and this is stupid, but we used to play tennis all the time, and we would always put a wager on our tennis match. No, just let me finish real quick. We would put a wager on our tennis match, and no, listen. So we once put it. We were like, let's play a match. The loser, we had this bar in the Harrisburg area that made these insanely hot wings. We're like, loser has to go in, eat a dozen of these wings, and the only thing you can drink is Zima.
All right, that's kind of
well. I'll tell you what. I won the bet. I had to watch him try to. He managed to eat 7 of these wings. Oh, and by the way, he hates blue cheese. I made him eat it with blue cheese dressing rather than ranch. And I'll tell you what. I ate 1 of them, and I almost died. It was pretty impressive. Yeah.
That's pretty funny. Then make a guy drink Zima.
Well, bets are good. Look, you don't bet for money. You bet for humiliation. You try to embarrass your friends. That's always what you do. You're going to make any kind of wager.
Zima was always like liquid heartburn.
Well, what do you mean always? How often were you drinking Zima?
Seriously, first of all, you drink Zima.
I've had it
and then always. That means you drank it at least more, than 2 or 3 times.
I've drank it more than one time. Yeah, like a couple different times it's been there, and I've had one, and it's always like as soon as you have one, it's like, oh.
No, I hear you, man. It's like you're totally like getting fucked up at that Hootie show, and it's like, dude, pass me another Zima, man. I'm about to go to another level.
What was your husband drinking? Do you remember?
No. First off, Brandon, you have no business commenting on anybody's musical taste. B, Mike L, you haven't had a drink in like 9 years. As much as you want to put up the facade that you're an alcoholic,
I'm on the wagon. I'm on the wagon.
Yeah.
Are you really on the wagon for 9 years?
I haven't had a drink in a long.
What do you do, man? I don't understand.
He's a vagina.
You know what? You're the epitome of the Had a Man video. Don't drink, don't smoke. What do you do? Like, seriously, what do you do, sir?
Sometimes
you're too good.
In a dirty glass. I don't care.
Please. You are way too good, sir. Listen, all of us know that being human means being terrible. And, like, if you don't abuse yourself, then I'm sorry. Like, I just have no respect, sir. I don't know. If you are not going to abuse your body and really embarrass yourself, I don't know what to say.
Well, let me ask Brandon something. Before we go any further, I just got a text message from somebody. I don't even know who it was. But they want to know if Brandon is willing to commit to coming on the next episode of Slammed, which will be next Saturday night.
I'm going to be in Texas next Saturday night.
Oh, May 15th?
That's right.
All right.
That's a no.
All right, fair enough.
Listen, I'd be happy to come on an episode, but look, I'm going to be on an official Ed Hiatus that weekend. So no, I'm sorry. That weekend is no good for me. However, I will be more than happy to come on an episode of Slam, especially if that means drinking booze. Is that what you do, essentially? You go on there and you drink alcohol and you just talk?
Well, no. The premise of the show is we're already way hammered before the show ever starts. And then once the show starts, you just continue drinking, and then it's just, it's a lot of cursing, it's a lot of racial slurs. Yeah.
Fantastic. Oh, great. I can't wait to hear how the Jews come out, Matt. No, I'll tell you what. One of these...
for the drunk.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I pledge to come on there one of those evenings when I'm actually free to do so, but the 15th, unfortunately, is bad for me, but I will be happy to come on Slam, sure. Although I don't like the name, I got to be honest. The name I'm not crazy about. I don't know. It's sort of, it's chipping away at me. I remember when I first heard the name Slammed? I don't know. You do better. Sorry.
What would you, any ideas, Brandon? Any ideas?
Well, fuck the shit up. I don't know. Ripped. Yeah, ripped is even better than slammed. I don't know. Hammered.
All right. Well, we'll think it over. Now, Larry, what else?
Drunk. I like drunk. Drunk.
Yeah, drunk. I don't know. Hey, Larry, what else have you been watching on the TV? Because you said you've been watching a lot of stuff on TV you wanted to talk about. Brandon's here. He's one of our pop culture experts. So why don't we?
Sure.
Well, okay. Well, I have seen the first episode of Deadliest Warrior. Do you guys are into that? Yes.
Oh, I love the Deadliest Warrior. I don't think.
Now again, this is it. Well, I'll tell you what. They aired a bunch of episodes back to back, and I decided to watch a couple because of you guys talking about it. I'll tell you what, pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, they just
seriously, it was very cool. I was like, wow, this is awesome.
It's on the what, Larry? Spike? Is that what it's on? Or Virgin?
Yeah, Spike TV. Yep.
Right. And they just like pit two combatants, like a ninja versus Shogun warrior or something, and they say, well, who would win in a fight? And they go over their weapons and they test their weapons on like big gelatin dummies filled with organ meat and blood, and it's awesome. And it's tremendous.
Well, can I just tell you, my two favorite parts of the show are one when it's like they have like the reenactment where it's like a battlefield of like an IRA bomber versus like a knight, which is awesome. And then secondly, too, I like when the people representing the two different like factions get into it with each other. Where you're like, it's like, well, clearly, like it's some Russian, like that wouldn't do shit. Like, you're like, come on. It's like,
they take it very seriously, man.
They do. I'm like, look, it's all like a fucking reenactment. Like, if you really want to get angry at each other, like, strap on the garb and go to town. Like, until then, shut the fuck up. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Guys,
it's a very cool
like
show.
William
though.
Wallace, but yeah, they love William Wallace. Now,
That's right.
Larry, which episode did you see?
I saw the SWAT unit versus the GSG-9.
And GSG-9 is
the German SWAT team.
Yeah, I didn't see that one. I saw Attila the Hun versus Alexander the Great.
See, I did. I have that one on DVR, but I didn't watch that yet.
Well, I won't ruin it for you then. Well, that's tremendous. Larry, what
wait, who won the SWAT one? Can I ask?
Yeah, you can ask.
Can you tell me?
I can tell you. Yeah, no, the SWAT team won.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, the SWAT team kicked ass on the GSG-9.
And now tell, and again, I mean, and maybe this is again for the listening audience, but it's for me too. How do they? What are the different categories of weapons? There's long range and close distance.
Yeah, mid range.
Or hand or close? What do they call it? I guess close, right? I don't know.
Yeah, close range, long range. They had they both had some sort of sniper rifle. So they they break that down very mathematically and theoretically and that sort of thing. And then they both had their close range weapon, which was some sort of a shotgun of sorts. And then they had I don't even know what the category was, but the GSG-9 was some sort of a kind of like a stink bomb that goes off, but it shoots these little balls that that blast out of this bomb that kind of knock you out. And the SWAT team had they had this gigantic taser that shoots 30 tasers at one time. It was crazy. I don't even. Yeah, it was a crazy.
It knocks out Philadelphian teenagers. Yeah, I'm oh,
yeah.
Great.
What of that, Brandon? You're close to the Philadelphia area. What's all the news going on down there? Because that was very unnecessary.
I know, and I called him before he ran out. I was like, dude, don't do it. He was like, look, so I was like, look, man, go at your own risk. And I laughed and laughed. Oh.
But then I guess apparently the next night a 34-year-old guy ran out in the field, no taser.
Really? I didn't hear that.
Yeah, the very next night. The first night it was a 17-year-old kid ran onto the field at the Philadelphia Phillies game. They tasered him. He was doing nothing but just running around like an idiot. The next night a 34-year-old guy ran out on the field, no taser.
But wait a minute. Wait. Didn't this happen Tuesday night?
No,
that's a teenager ran out?
It was Monday night. Yeah, last night.
So last night another person.
So last night, do all the fans get rain checks? Do they get their tickets back? Because go to a Phillies game, you want to see someone get
they were looking for a fireworks show.
That should be part, how they have the sausage races and stuff and the pierogi races.
Yeah.
In Philadelphia, they should just turn 3 teenagers loose and see who they can taser first.
Now I'll tell you what, man. That's what the Pirates need to draw. I'll tell you what. Get rid of those fucking pierogies and do it the right way.
Yeah.
By the way, okay, and I hate to ask this because you're totally going to come down on me. Who won the Pens game last night?
Oh, you were such a fag.
The Penguins won, of course, 2-0.
Listen, in all fairness, I watched the whole second period. I watched the entire, but that's all I got to watch.
Period. Wow.
Well, look.
Congratulations.
I'm not a big hockey fan. You got to give me some credit. I'm trying to watch it a bit. I'm trying.
Credit. It's 24 hours later.
I'll tell you what. Look, I watched that second period. I'll tell you what. It was very exciting. There was a lot of fights. It was very chippy. There was look. The Penguins, I remember at one point had a very they didn't score on it, but they had a nice power play. I want to say with about 8 minutes left in the period. A lot of shots on goal. It was very exciting. There was a fight behind the net. Look, I watched the game. I mean, what I watched, it was very exciting. But I didn't see the outcome. So what was the final score?
2-0. What kind of man are you? First off,
look, I'm telling you, I'm a marginal hockey fan.
Listen to me. If you invested enough time to watch the second period, you can, in the last 24 hours, go on the internet and check a fucking score. Secondly,
yeah, Larry's done.
I got no secondly. Whatever.
Yeah, you got nothing. Listen, I am very busy writing my Lost blog.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's very good.
Look, I'm like, how dare you attack me? Clearly, priorities have been established.
There's no ESPN in Harrisburg. There's no ESPN.
I can't even spell ESPN, let alone tell you if there is one. So,
Hey, well, Larry, what else you been watching on the TV? Anything else? Or because season 2 Party Down started. Brandon, have you?
Oh, I watched the first episode, and in fact, I'm downloading the second episode right now. Now, did you, Mike Dell, watch the first episode?
Yes, I did.
And?
It's all right.
Oh, please. You know what? Listen, let me tell you something. Let me tell you a sort of 6 degrees kind of story. The guy that plays, and I'm sure you recognize him, the guy that plays the sort of rock star guy.
Yeah, he also played on Psych. He has a part on Psych. He's played 2 parts.
Oh, yeah. Do you know what else he's on?
Lost. No.
You didn't recognize him from anything else, really?
Are we talking to an old show he was on a long time ago? Or?
No, I'm talking about a very current show that's currently running.
Lost.
No. No! He's on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh, another game.
Oh. Really?
You know the two weird brothers?
See, I don't know. I've only seen like 6 or 7 episodes.
Oh, please. Look,
maybe 8 or 9, but that's about it.
The two twin brothers who aren't twins on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, that guy not only okay, look, he plays one of the twin brothers, but not only that, even better story, he went to Bloomsburg University with my cousins Matt and Josh. They know him from Bloomsburg. Yeah, no, very interesting, huh?
Get him on the
Well,
show.
I got a question then. How long before cousins Matt and Josh appear on Days of Thunder?
Oh, please. Well, as soon as they start masturbating. Apparently. And you know what? It's going to be as soon as, who is Mitch masturbating to? And he's like, no, the answer is cousins Matt and Josh.
Ooh, that'll be no good.
That will be very creepy.
It's got to be
very true. Very true.
No, Brandon, any movies? Have you seen any movies lately?
Any movies? No, I'll tell you what I've been watching a lot of. I'll be honest, I've been trying to catch up on True Blood. I've been watching. I finally started watching True Blood.
So you're
look,
teenage girl? Really? Is that what's going on?
Dude, have you watched that show? It is mad fucking and mad nudity. I'll tell you what. There's a lot of sex on that show and a lot of hot women.
Bad writing. I watched like 15
but that's the point. Look, look. Here's the thing. It is clearly intentionally over the top. Everything is way over the top on purpose. The writing is, in my mind, it's what's the word? I can't think of the fucking the expression. Awful? But no, fuck you both. I knew that was going to be it. But no, look, it's clearly, I think, like
dumbed down. Is that what you're looking for?
No. Oh, God damn it. The point being, look. Oh, please. The point being is that it's everything is magnified. It's supposed to like be over the top. It's supposed to seem like it's a bit of a joke. It's supposed to seem like everything is right, but that's the point of the show. Like I don't think that's the point. I do. I absolutely
I'll give it another shot. Let me ask you.
Let me ask a question. Does Stephanie Meyer know that you have her diaphragm?
I don't even know who Stephanie Meyer is, and yet
yes, Twilight movies.
Yes, you do.
I didn't know. Well, how do you know she's on Twilight, sir? How dare you? I have no idea who she even is.
She's the author of Twilight. She's the lady.
Oh, please. Listen, all I know is when I hang up, I am totally jerking off to Robert Pattinson.
Well, anything else you'd like to tell the people, Brandon? I guess we should let you
go. Only that my inner monologue needs to be a lot quieter.
Yeah, probably.
I just can't believe I took... No, seriously, I'm going to jerk off to Robert Pattinson.
Well, hold on. I want to ask Brandon a question. Have you seen the trailer for The Human Centipede?
Oh, no.
I cannot believe, honest to God, let me tell you how fucking ironic that is that you just asked me that. I have a very good story about that. That is very odd. The lady who I'm currently with, and who, by the way, once again, my soulmate, and I mean that. She is fantastic. No, I mean that. She is fantastic. I love this lady. Yeah. I, honest to God, love this lady.
Wow. Me too.
She was at a film festival in Austin months and months ago where Human Centipede debuted. She went to a midnight showing of it.
Wow.
And now keep in mind, this lady, she loves the horror movies. She loves the grotesque and everything. She tells me, she's like, I nearly threw up and nearly had to leave the theater. So she's like, I managed to get the whole way through it. She's like, it's actually a really well done movie. There was a Q&A with the director afterwards. Tells me that, like, the guy was a bit of a blowhard, whatever. So I went online. I watched the trailer, and I told her, I'm like, I don't think I can watch this. This just looks way too disturbing. I got my buddy here in Harrisburg to watch it the other day. He said the same thing. He was like, look, I watched it. I ordered it, and it was fucked up. And he was like, it's a well-done movie, but I don't think I could ever watch it again. So there you go. Now, Larry, did you see Human Centipede?
No, it's on the Comcast, and it's calling me to order it. But I
Go watch it. Go do it. And in fact, by the way, he's working on a sequel. How about that?
Oh my God,
Human Millipede.
That's right.
Well, why don't you go watch it, Larry, and then next week you can give us a review.
Oh, Larry, do it.
Maybe I will.
But have you seen the trailer? Is that why you're going to watch it?
Well, yeah, I have seen the trailer, and there was a thread on the Damashek message board about it, and I was like...
And it looks horrible, right? Like, it just looks unbelievably horrible, right?
But everybody...
And when I say horrible, I don't mean horrible like a terrible movie. I mean disturbing.
Yeah, not like True Blood. You mean like disturbing.
No, It looks very disturbing. Like,
but I also hear it's, like, really funny at times, too, though. Like, there's a lot of humor in it.
Well, you would almost think it has to be because, like, let's ask Mike Dell. Mike Dell, have you seen the trailer for this movie?
No, I have not. Larry told me about it, and I was like, not interested.
Listen, I implore you. No, listen, I urge you. Watch the trailer at least. You don't have to watch the movie. At least watch the trailer for it. It is fucked up. Like,
we had this
really
conversation yesterday, and he won't watch the trailer.
Yeah,
oh,
why should I watch that if it's just...
For Radio Gold, sir. Listen, if Larry is going to watch the movie and the two of us are discussing this in depth like this, I think you at least owe it to us to watch the trailer, no?
Yeah, I doubt it.
Oh, come on, Mike Dell. What the hell? What do you contribute to the show?
You know what, Larry, I say you and me, how about we form the LCT hockey show?
Yeah.
Well, but that's something else we should mention on Blog Talk. We just found out that there's another show called LCS.
Yeah.
No, you're lying to me. You're kidding.
And the LCS stands for Loving, Caring, and Sharing.
Yeah.
Shut your mouth. Does it really? Okay, listen. Here's my suggestion right now. Next Wednesday, we just do 2 hours of us calling the Loving, Caring, Sharing. Honest to God. We just call them up. We talk to them. We make
Larry, have you listened to that show yet? Because I haven't heard it yet.
Yeah, I've listened to it a little bit, yeah.
Maybe we'll do an Around Blog Talk segment with it, because I got to tell you, back in the day, LCS's original name, of course, was Lacroix Sportif, and then that athletic company, that clothing company, wanted to sue us about 3 years into our run, and they said, you got to change the name, so I just shortened it to LCS, and I was supposed to come up with what it stood for, and for the life of me, I couldn't come up with anything. Yeah, so what does that say about me that I never thought of loving, caring, sharing?
Are you kidding? Larry can suck.
Well, this is before he was called Larry. Yeah, this is a long time ago.
Yeah, but it still holds true. I mean, Larry can suck. I mean,
you,
loving, caring, sharing. It's still the motto of the show, loving, caring, sharing.
All right, sorry. Larry consistently sucks. My fault.
Yeah, that's better. Dylan, better.
Fine. Yeah. There you go. See, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah, something to look forward to. And, yeah, we'll do that top 11 list at some point.
All right.
It was movie-related. I'm sure it'll be swell.
It was. It would have been worthwhile, too, but, whatever.
So once again, let's tell the people. What's that, Larry?
Well, I'm going to ask Brandon, when are you going to Texas?
I'm going a week from tomorrow.
Oh, a week from tomorrow. So you can call the show next Wednesday?
Yes.
All right. Why don't you watch The Human Centipede, and I'll watch The Human Centipede.
No. Listen. Here's the thing. Check this out. When I'm in Texas, we might go see a big screen showing of Human Centipede.
Oh, really?
So how about in 2 weeks we talk about it?
All right.
You just said your lady friend might throw up, and you're
No. But listen, she's already seen it. We might go see it again. So how about that?
What is your lady's name?
That's top secret.
We don't need to get into that. Her
because
name's
whenever
awesome.
she's here, I just call her bitch. But I mean, what do you?
That's not
no, anyway, her name is Awesome Lady. That's fine. I don't need to divulge that sort of thing.
You could just give me a first name. I mean, you don't have to give me a last name and a social security.
Okay, fine. If you're gonna be that, look, Steve.
Steve, okay. Well, that makes sense, yeah.
All right, well, we'll figure it out. Next week, 2 weeks, you guys will be talking about a really disturbing movie no one really wants to see. So that'll be great. Hey, maybe we can do human trivia, a human centipede trivia. That'd be. I can watch some really absurd questions about it.
That is very disturbing. But okay, I'll tell you what. How about we really should shoot for the top 11 list for next Wednesday, perhaps.
All right, that sounds good. Why don't we just tell the people? Want to tell them that there's going to be like underrated or underappreciated movies.
Yeah, essentially the top 11. Yeah, I guess that's what it is. Underrated / underappreciated movies.
That you would like to tell people. Yeah, that you would like to tell people about to get them to watch it. You know, like here's a little gem that I found that maybe you don't know about. Bang, here it is.
Like Ghostbusters?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, just like Ghostbusters, or like Titanic.
No, okay.
Yeah.
I'm the king of the world.
Yeah. So, maybe we'll do that next week. All right, Brandon. Once again, tell people what twitter.com/cousinbrandon and WordPress or
cousinbrandon.wordpress.com. That's right. Go fucking check this shit out. Like I'm tired of
write an angry alphabet once in a while. God damn it.
Oh, please. Hey, well, listen. While I'm on the phone, before I go, let's open it up to the listeners. Letter I. Give me a suggestion.
Letter I.
Yeah. Give me a suggestion, people. Well, don't tell me now. I'm just saying. Look, I'm saying I want suggestions, and you can send them to me there at Twitter. So there you go.
Oh, there you go. Twitter up Brandon with your eyes.
All right. All right, fellas. Have fun tonight. It was great talking to you both.
All right. Thanks, buddy.
All right, Ron. What?
Cousin Brandon.
Hey, Brandon.
What?
Tell Mitch I'm a huge fan. Huge fan.
Big fan.
All right. Yeah, I'll tell him to masturbate to you. All right.
Big fan. All right. There he goes. Cousin Brandon. Brandon Damashek. What a guy.
Yeah. That's good stuff.
Okay. Now, we probably got like 4 minutes until Pat shows up, so why don't we talk about hockey?
No. Yeah, let's talk some hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get a couple minutes of hockey in because I see the Flyers lost again tonight 4-1, and I think with this game on tonight, Vancouver and Chicago.
Yeah, and Vancouver should have won that last game. Oh, they gave it away.
Chicago's up 1-0, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope Chicago loses. I just think I think Patrick Kane's a punk. I'm not sure if he's a good person.
Hold on, I think
he's a little frat boy. A little frat boyish.
Let's not talk to hockey so much, and we'll take a call real quick. You ready?
Oh, no. All right.
Yeah, that's right. 5-0!
Hey!
Hey! What's up, 5-0?
Not much.
How you doing?
It's the old man.
Doing great.
Father. Why are you calling in, Father?
To tell you missed a great ball game.
The Pirates?
No.
Oh,
Anthony's. Anthony.
Oh, my little nephew is playing baseball.
Oh, your nephew.
Oh, yeah. Fourth inning, bases loaded, nobody out. He comes in and slams the door. They were losing 10-4, ended up winning 15-11.
Wow. Look at that.
He's a pitcher then.
He's a pitcher, second baseman, and left fielder.
Wow, he plays
That's
all
a lot
three
of
at once.
positions.
Yeah, he's like Bugs Bunny. Back in the
Yeah, 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out. 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out. Yeah.
Well, he struck out the sides in the one inning, and then another kid come in. He slammed the door, and another kid come in and cleaned it up.
Wow, look at that.
You missed a good game, bud.
It's in the blood. See, I got a rifle for an arm too, Larry. And then my little nephew, he can bust it up there like 100 miles an hour, and he's like, what, 7 years old, 9 years old?
9.
Yeah, 9 years old.
The other one's 7.
Yeah, but he can bring it. You know what I'm saying, Larry?
I guess.
Runs in the family.
Yeah, because I've seen you throw, and it's not that hard.
Oh, it's a bullet.
Not really. I've hit your pitching very easily.
Yeah. Hey, Father, do you want to go see a movie called Human Centipede?
I was listening to you guys talk about it. I don't think so.
You can watch it on Comcast.
I'm going to Iron Man 2 on Friday.
Oh, Iron Man 2.
Looks good.
Iron Man 2.
That looks very good.
If it's anywhere near as good as Iron Man 1, it'll be worth the money.
It's getting good reviews. It's getting good reviews on the Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, we'll have to see.
Oh, how about that?
Yeah, Iron Man 2. Yeah, you got to call in next Wednesday and give us a review.
Yes.
Well, I've tried to call different times. You don't pick up on the phone.
Yeah,
well, sometimes I don't have the switchboard like in front of me. Sometimes I'm, sleeping.
Oh, okay.
And I've tried to institute a no 5-0 policy.
Yeah, I know you have, but Larry likes me.
Yeah, I do like you.
Yeah,
yeah, absolutely. I love when 5-0 calls in.
Hey, 5-0, any questions you want me to ask Pat about the mob or the mafia?
No. I'm just waiting to listen to him. I love listening to that guy.
All right, well, he should be here shortly, so...
Yeah, that's why I tried
5-0.
to slip in and let you know that Anthony had a good game.
Well, thanks, buddy. All right, Father.
All right,
Thank
see
you.
you guys later. I'll be listening.
5-0.
There he goes, the 5-0. Yeah, he's calling, updating me on the nephew's baseball games now.
Yeah, good. I don't care. Anytime your dad wants to call, I will always pick up on him.
Now, but what does it say about us when he says you missed a great game and right away we think Pirates? Now, when does that ever happen?
Yeah, that's
but
pretty.
Still, even after 17 years, we still have hope.
I hear you.
That maybe they had a good game. I don't know.
Speaking of which, did you happen to catch any of the Pirate game last night?
Take a guess.
I'll say no. But have you seen Ryan Dempster pitch?
No, but I heard he's doing something crazy with his glove these days.
It's fucked up, man. I don't know what he's doing with his glove, but it's almost like, have you ever watched a pitcher pitch in the bullpen, and he kind of gives like the sign, like what he's going to throw to the catcher?
Yeah, he
kind
flips it up there, like.
Yeah, he does that on the mound, and it's very, very odd to watch.
Well, I don't know why more pitchers don't do it, because you just want to distract the hitter with anything you can. And here's the other thing about the pitchers I don't understand. Why don't they move back and forth, change sides of the rubber? They always throw from the same side of the rubber. What? Move around, you know?
Yeah.
It drives me nuts.
Yeah, I hear you.
You think you'd want to change as much as possible for the hitter.
Well,
I don't get it.
Hey, I don't get it either. All right, Mike, are you ready?
Oh, yeah. So, how should we do this? Because we have a theme song for Pat now.
Yeah, well, I'll just play the theme song and bring him on.
All right, yeah, do that. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, our guest tonight is an author, a private eye, and a former New York City police officer. Pat Picciarelli, are you there?
I am here. How you doing, guys?
Hey, Pat. Good to hear from
Pat.
you, buddy. Remember my co-host, Larry? Larry.
Yeah.
Hey, Larry. How's things, man? Good.
Hey, Pat. What's up, buddy?
Nothing much.
How'd you like the theme music?
I like it. It also brought back a lot of memories. I don't know if you've ever seen the show. You ever watch Peter Gunn? Or the?
No, that was. I've never seen it actually.
Probably the best noir private eye show ever done. It was all shot at night. It had a jazz theme, a lot of fog, waterfront stuff. I mean, really, really good.
I'll be honest with you, Pat. Most of the people who listen to this show remember that song as from the video game Spy Hunter.
Okay, well, it had to come from somewhere. The guy who composed it, Ray Anthony, had a big hit with it back in the 50s or 60s, whenever the show was on. But I just got all 4 seasons of it on DVD, and
Wow, look at you.
Very, very good show. If you ever have a chance. In fact, when I see you in school, Mike, I'll bring the DVDs with me.
Yeah, I'll check them out. I like the old TV.
Really
You know?
check at it.
Now, Pat, how's it been going? How's the private eye business?
Very good. It's always been good, but it seems that of late the writing business is getting better. We just signed a deal to do a series of fictionalized Donnie Brasco books. You recall Donnie Brasco, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just watched it last night. The old Johnny Depp, and yeah, it was a good movie. I was kind of surprised. I didn't think it was going to be that good, but it was good. It was solid.
Well, when you get Johnny Depp and Al Pacino, I mean, how bad can it be?
Yeah.
You know, if the script sucks, it's still got to be good. I mean, these guys are great.
Yeah, and who else was in it? Michael Madsen, Bruno Kirby, right?
Yeah. Well, Donnie Brasco, his real name was Joe Pistone, was an undercover FBI agent, and he was the first one to infiltrate the mob to a degree where they were about to make him. They were going to induct him into the crime family. I mean,
And we're talking like the 1970s, correct?
Well, yeah, the 70s into the early 80s. And it was something then, it was the first time that ever happened. He was so convincing that they were going to induct him. He was going to be made. and that's when the FBI pulled him out. Because usually when you get made, there are certain things you have to do, kill somebody, he could have talked his way out of it for a while, but they were afraid that after he got inducted and he wasn't hurting anybody, that he would get uncovered and he, in fact, would be killed. So he was yanked at that point. But he spent 6 years undercover, and that was the first time that the public had heard about an undercover guy that did something like that. And he became famous overnight, basically, as a result of the film. It was a book before that, which was a bestseller. But once it became a film with Johnny Depp and Al Pacino, he was a star. Unfortunately, he couldn't do much with it. He was in fear for his life. There was a $500,000 contract out on him. And to this day, he lives under an assumed name in an undisclosed location. And it's been 25 years. Oh, it's been 30 years since he's been out.
And now you're going to be writing fictional accounts of Donnie Brasco?
Well, here's the deal. The premise of the stories are that he didn't leave the mob. He, in fact, got made, and he continued to work in an undercover capacity.
Uh-huh.
So that's going to be the premise of the series of books. We're starting on the first one now, but we're at the inception stage. We're just doing the proposal, outlining the first book. But Pistone, on his own, has written 4 nonfiction books, the last one being co-authored with Joe Bonanno's son, if you know who Joe Bonanno's was.
I do not know who Joe Bonanno's was.
Joe, well, he was called Joe Bonanno. His name was Joe Bonanno. He was the head of the Bonanno crime family. He invented, so to speak, the Bonanno crime family in the teens and the 20s.
See, when I heard Joe Bonanno's, I thought it was maybe a chimp act.
No, close to it. No, but
yeah.
he was a real class act. He started. There's 5 crime families, and the crime family that retains his name was organized by him in the 1918 or the early 1920s, I believe.
Wow.
And to this day, it's still called the Bonanno crime family. His son was inducted into the family, became a captain, and renounced the mob. The old man died, I believe he was 98 years old about 10 years ago. He retired to Arizona. He was actually forced out. One of the few people in organized crime that was actually allowed to leave. And his son quit the mob after quite a few years. He got together with Pistone, and they wrote a nonfiction book. They never actually met. Joe wrote his part, and Bananas wrote his part. And it's still out. It's still in print. I forgot the name of it. But so he's an author in his own right, but he hasn't done fiction before.
Yeah, I want to ask you about that. But before that, you mentioned Joe Bonanno's who lived to like 98. Isn't it always weird, these old mob guys, they always live to be very old. You never hear one like, oh, he got hit by a bus when he was like, 34 or something. Rare you hear that,
In those days, yes, they lived the life. They lived it very quietly. The Cosa Nostra is a secret organization. And as long as it stays a secret, you can live a life in secret. And these guys generally would die at the helm of their families. These days, you get guys like John Gotti who wanted to be a star, and people around him. They tend to piss off the FBI and other federal agencies, and they go after them with more zeal. So Bananas, Carlo Gambino, who the family was named after him, these guys died in bed, basically, old men. Joe Profaci, the list goes on and on. These were old-time gangsters where respect meant a lot. They didn't get involved with narcotics. They just did gambling, prostitution, extortion, waterfront crime. The cops generally left them alone, for the most part, for a variety of reasons. But these were the old-time, what they called mustache Pete's.
Now, when you write these books with Pistone, are you going to be meeting them, or are you going to be working together on it?
Yeah, I had to be vetted by the FBI, which I was, and I met him about 7 years ago when he was doing one of his nonfiction books. His agent is my agent, So that's how I got this gig. But he was doing a movie at the time. It was an independent movie with a guy named Joe Mazzilli, who's an ex-New York City cop. They did the movie. They produced it. It was out in limited release. It was about a gang of mob guys, like the guy who couldn't shoot straight. It was sort of like a quasi-comedy. But the gist of the story is they hijack a truckload of Viagra.
All right.
And they try to say it was very funny. It was out. It did fairly well. And then Pistone still works for the feds in various capacities, and he's had the seed in his head to do a fiction series for years. So anyway, we had met briefly 7 years ago, but it was maybe for an hour. Now we're at the talking stage. He's sending me his story ideas, and we're going to meet the first week in July and hash out the outline for the chapters. And then we're off and running.
Are you nervous working with this guy?
Oh, not at all. No, not at all. He's a very, very, very pleasant guy. And look, let's face it. After 30 years, the people who he put away are the fathers and the grandfathers of the people who are out there now. And perhaps then there was a lot of anger. People were pissed off at him, and there was, in fact, a $500,000 contract on his head. But now, he could probably walk into an Italian restaurant in Little Italy, and people buy him a drink. But you can never underestimate some hothead who wants to make a name for himself,
Yeah, let's hope. Hey, but if you need added muscle, some protection, just let Larry know, right, Larry?
That is right, Michael.
Yeah, he'll have your back.
Okay, good. That's very comforting.
Yeah, did you see those quick reflexes when I asked? Bang, he's right there.
Oh, yeah, the guy strikes like a cobra. I mean,
that's right.
Over the phone, yeah.
Now, the Donnie Brasco, what I wanted to ask you was I'm watching the movie last night, and it seemed kind of silly that he was able to get that in with the mob, and then he'd still go home and visit his wife and the kids. Like, why didn't they have him tell it or something? Like, hey, let's find out if this guy's really who he,
People give the mafia more credit than they deserve.
Yeah, apparently from that, yeah.
Oh, no, I mean, I'll give you an example. When my father was a young man before I came along, this was in the 1930s, he walked in on a mob hit. This was the Chinese underworld. This was the Tongs. Have you heard of the Tongs?
No, I have not.
Tongs, T-O-N-G-S. The Tongs were allegedly Chinese social clubs, but in reality they were the first Chinese underworld gangs. There were two, basically, and in fact they still exist, the Ang Liangs and the Hip Sings, and they were deadly enemies in those days, and they still are enemies now, but they're not shooting it out on the street. At the time they were, and my father walked in on a hit where one gang member was machine gunning another gang member. My father grabbed the guy and pinned him and held him for the police. This was, I think, in 1933 or 34. He testified against him. He was advised by various, Chinese factions not to do that if he wants to live. He did it anyway. He felt it was the right thing to do. And there was no witness protection back then. And my father was born and raised in Little Italy, which is the same thing basically as Chinatown, if you've ever been to that section of Manhattan. So he decided to leave for a while, and all he did was he moved across the bridge into Brooklyn. He lived in Brooklyn for 10 years under his name, didn't change his name, and these Chinese gangsters couldn't find him. And they looked. All they had to do was go in a phone book, and they would have found him. And after 10 years, he came back to the neighborhood, and everything was fine. So fast forward to present day. These guys aren't brain surgeons. You see movies and television, and they say, a witness will say, gee, I'm afraid to talk us. I'll go to the ends of the earth. I'll live on a mountaintop in the Himalayas, and they will find me. These people couldn't find their ass with
yeah, because it just seems silly. They're all like, Pacino's like, are you a rat? Are you a rat? I don't know if you're a rat. And then they don't even follow him home.
No, they don't do those things. If you produce, if you're what's known as an earner, they look past everything else because you're making them money. Joe, Donnie Brasco, and his alter ego, was allegedly a jewel thief. And, of course, he was getting all his jewels from the FBI, the stolen Rolexes and everything else. And he was giving the bosses tribute. He was giving them a piece of the action. So they didn't care, just as long as he was producing. There's an argument if he would have slacked off, perhaps they might have looked into him and say, this guy's hanging around, he's not doing anything. I'm kind of suspicious. They never even suspected him because he was producing. He gave them money. It's all about money.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying he wasn't in any danger. He was in a lot of danger. The guy's an FBI agent. But when he finally came out, so to speak, the guy who brought him up, Sonny Black, was killed. They found him in an oil drum. And the guy who he worked with, Lefty Ruggiero, was also killed. That's the Al Pacino part in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
They had
now you haven't done any undercover work in your past, have you?
Yeah, I have. With
really?
The wise guys. Yeah, but I didn't do what Pistone did. They brought me in. Like I would still be working in my capacity as a detective or a sergeant. I wound up a lieutenant. I would do what I had to do. When something was afoot, so to speak, I would go into the mob hangouts because I fit in, and I would talk. And these guys love to talk. You would think that it's a secret society. Omerta, you keep your mouth shut. These guys love to talk. They love to brag. And I would just go in there and I started hanging out, and I would do what I had to do. I did this for years, off and on, probably about 9 years. But I wasn't in deep cover where I had my own identity, my own driver's license, separate credit cards. I lived in an apartment. I just hung out. That's all I did. And then at night I jumped in my car and I went home to Queens. I didn't change my name. I was me. Nobody ever looked. Nobody ever cared. I looked the part. I dressed the part. They didn't ask me what I did. They just hung out, had a couple of cocktails. That's basically what I did.
Can't beat that. Now, which movie or TV show do you think gives the best portrayal of the actual mob?
Donnie Brasco was probably the best, the most accurate. They show them the mob guys to be who they are. Money-hungry guys who will kill you. It's said in mobdom that your best friend is going to kill you, and that's generally true. Your best friend is the one that's going to lure you into a place where you're going to be whacked. Donnie Brasco is probably the most accurately portrayed mob movie. I can't think of any other. You look at movies like The Godfather, which was a romanticized version of what the mob was, the respect thing, and it's all about money. That's the bottom line. Money. That's how the mob turns. Television, without a doubt, The Sopranos. The Sopranos show these guys to be exactly what they are.
Yeah. Now Larry's a big Sopranos fan, right, Larry?
I love The Sopranos.
Oh, so do I. I think it's great. I mean, I see a couple of uncles in there. I mean, these are the way these guys are. It's about food and about money. These people never stop eating. There's a book out now called I Am Jack Falcone, I believe the name of it is, about an undercover FBI agent who infiltrated a New York mafia family. And the book is great. He was in with the mob for a couple of years. What made him not suspect was because when he went in, he weighed over 300 pounds. It was an FBI picture. He was over 300 pounds. By the time he got out of his undercover life, he was 450 pounds.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Dude, I used to hang out with these guys, and I was born and raised in the area where we all, we all grew up basically the same. Some of us went one way, others went the other way. I became a cop. These guys went to a life of crime. They constantly food. You're eating constantly, and this is the way it's portrayed on The Sopranos. If you watch the show carefully, they're always eating. They're always looking for the best next restaurant. And Falcone wound up weighing 450 pounds. He almost freaking died.
So basically, if I tried to go undercover in the mob, I'm screwed. So
yeah, you would have a problem. Yeah, I would think you would.
Yeah.
Being on the thin side.
Yeah. Now, Larry, what else about The Sopranos would you like to know?
Well, I mean, Pat, he says it's pretty accurate. I mean,
it's very accurate.
I was just curious just how accurate it was, because I love The Sopranos, and now knowing that, you can authenticate it to be that, that's kind of how it is, it makes it even better.
Well, I knew some of the actors. Frank Vincent, the actor Frank Vincent who plays Phil.
Yeah, Phil Leotardo.
Phil Leotardo gets his head squashed by a Buick at the end of the series.
Yeah.
Frank Vincent. In fact, I'm working on a book now about an undercover New Jersey State cop. He was working undercover in an Italian club, combination rock club and health club. It was half gym and half bar. Frank Vincent sang there. He was the Wednesday night act. This was in the early 80s. And when he wasn't working, he was selling grams and 8 balls of Coke. The guy who plays Paulie Walnuts did 12 years for robbery. I mean, these guys, lived the life. And fortunately, they stopped what they were doing, and they gravitated into acting. But you couldn't put these guys in a Shakespearean play. They're sort of typecast. This is what they do, and they do it because they've lived the life. And the Sopranos, I tell you, is an extremely accurate portrayal of what mob life is about. I mean, these guys have families, and the Sopranos was the first series to portray family life, and they do it very well.
Now, how accurate is it that, maybe the head of the mob is going to see a shrink on a weekly basis?
Well, that's a sign of weakness, everybody has their little secrets, so who knows? But I really doubt it. These guys try to portray a macho, tough guy image, and it was something different for television. Aside from that, the everyday workings of the mob, the camaraderie, the betrayal, the violence, the love of money, that's all accurate.
Now, you said The Godfather was like overly romanticized, but it's still a good flick, though, right? You enjoyed The Godfather.
Oh, it was great. I mean, probably one of my favorite films of all time. But gangsters love The Godfather.
Yeah, because it makes them.
I tell you how many wise guys I've spoken to. They have conversations about it. I mean, the movie was made in 1972. They're still talking about it.
Yeah.
That's how they want to look.
That's right.
But it doesn't work that way.
Look what they did to my Santino.
Yeah, that's right.
Santino. I know.
No, I never even saw part 3. Is that even worth it? I heard it was bad. Yeah, that's what I heard. Part 2 was great, but part 3, I don't know.
Well, I mean, how many sequels also won an Academy Award? I mean, parts 1 and 2 were superb. Part 3 was embarrassing. I would cringe watching it. And I don't know if you've read any of the Godfather sequels. They hired a guy about 4 years ago to write a sequel to The Godfather and then a sequel to the sequel.
Wow.
Did you read them?
No.
Apparently not. Well, they're out there. I've read both of them. Horrible.
I never even read the original Godfather, the old Mario Puzo, right?
And you call yourself an American?
Yeah, I never even read it.
What's wrong with
Yeah, I don't know, Larry. I'm sorry.
He was the first one also not actually to write about that particular faction of American history, but he also had a unique style that he basically started, where he would write a chapter that preceded, or that I should say came after a chapter. It wasn't done in
sequential order.
In sequential order at all. But it worked very well, and that was Puzo's style. And he was the first one to really do that in fiction. You ought to read it. I mean,
maybe I'll give it a whirl.
I've read it twice, and I very rarely read books twice. Excellent.
Now, what do you think of the Goodfellas?
Oh, I should have thought of it. Yeah, also very accurate. It shows these guys for what they are. I mean, money. Look, the Robert De Niro character. He plays a guy named Jimmy Conway. Yeah. And in real life, I'm trying to think of the guy's name. It was also an Irish name. This is a Queens mob, and after a while, I moved to Queens, and I didn't hang out with these guys, but we would hang out in the same places. the piano bar that Henry Hill owned. I used to take dates there.
Wow.
Well, it was a very nice place, a very romantic, dimly lit, very nice joint. Henry Hill owned it. The Jimmy Conway character, and I can't remember this guy's name. Anyway, he died in prison. Very accurately portrayed. I mean, when they did the Lufthansa job, everybody wound up getting killed. The people who committed the holdup because of the money. They didn't want to split it. You know, I mean, it is a cutthroat, nasty. There's no loyalty at all when it comes to money. So that was a very accurately portrayed film. And talking about, people who ratted on the mob or worked undercover, Henry Hill is out and about. He doesn't hide. He's not in the witness protection program. He's always on the Howard Stern show when he's not in jail. He does his thing. Nobody cares anymore.
Yeah. Now, Larry, what other mob movies can you think of?
Like Casino.
Oh yeah, Casino. That's
Casino. I don't know that much about Vegas. I mean, I go every now and then, but they were trying to do the Mo Green story.
Uh-huh.
That was the Robert De Niro character. The Pesci character was a real guy. I also forget his name, and he met his end like Pesci does at the end. It was based on how Vegas was infiltrated by the mob. Also very good, but it was more or less theatrical. They concentrated a lot on De Niro and his private life, but it was enlightening.
Now the real early mob movies, like Little Caesar, right, with Edward G. Robinson.
Well, that was when people fell in love with the mob. I mean, to this day, you can't do a gangster movie that people aren't going to go see, no matter how bad it is. And when a guy like Scorsese does it, it becomes an instant classic.
Yeah.
But this country is fascinated by the mafia. If they would understand what these people are really like, I mean, just slovenly. There's no honor. There isn't anything like what's portrayed in the films.
And I guess that's the fascination. Like people wish they could live like that, but hopefully we don't. And then
it's got that romanticism. They thumb their nose at the law. They dress in $2,000 suits when in reality they don't. They're well-spoken with pinky rings. These guys hang around a social club. They smoke cigars, fart, and drink homemade wine. I mean, you're not looking at
I like Larry.
Sharp.
Yeah.
There you go. I mean,
yeah. What's another old good one? I think it was called Murder, Inc. with Peter Falk. Do you remember that one?
Oh, that was Peter Falk's first movie. He played a guy named Abe Relis. Abe Relis ratted on Murder Incorporated. In fact, Thomas Dewey, before he ran for president, was involved in that case. That's how he became famous. Murder Incorporated was in reality a Jewish mob of hired killers. Abe Relis was Jewish. There was other guys. There's some guy named Shapiro, Louis Buckhalter, who headed Murder Incorporated. He was Jewish. They were killers for hire. And Relis got caught with his finger in the proverbial cookie jar, and he was going to talk. They brought him to a safe house, which turned out to be the Half Moon Hotel in Coney Island. And he was guarded by a phalanx of police officers. No one could get near the guy. And on the evening in question, he took a header out the 14th floor window. And the only people that were near him were cops. And the theory being that the cops threw him out the window. They said he tried to escape on sheets that were tied together that went down 3 stories. I mean, it was a ridiculous theory about how he went out that window. Plus, he landed 20 feet away from the building line. He was thrown out. I'm very interested, obviously, in the underworld and all these names and places and dates. I know, but his killing remained unsolved. Lepke, Louis Buckhalter, they called him Lepke. He eventually went to the chair, and that was the end of Murder Incorporated. But it was a great movie.
Yeah, and of course the other big gangster in history, everyone knows, Al Capone, right?
Al Capone, hard to believe when you think of Al Capone. I mean, he ran the Chicago mob in the 1920s into the early 30s. So people think of him, they look at the old gangster movies. The first one was with Rod Steiger in the late 50s. I believe it was 1958 or 59. He played Al Capone. Steiger was in his 40s at the time. Robert De Niro played him in The Untouchables, an older man. Al Capone was born in 1899 in Brooklyn. When he ran the Chicago underworld as the boss of bosses, he was in his 20s.
Wow.
He was out of power when he was in his early 30s. He was convicted.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that, yeah.
Yeah, he was convicted of tax evasion, went to Alcatraz for 9 years, and they eventually released him because he had syphilis, and he was dying anyway. And he retired to his palatial estate in Miami. He died in 1947. It's amazing I know all this shit, and I don't know where I park my car. It's around here somewhere, But there it is. I'll find it in the morning.
Yeah, you also wrote a book with the daughter of a Don. Why don't you tell people about that?
Ooh. Okay, this was interesting. This is called Mala Femina, My Life as the Daughter of a Don. This woman, Teresa D'Alessio, her family, the D'Alessio family, organized crime at the turn of the last century. At the turn of the century, D'Alessio's grandmother was a bookie and had a bookie place in East Harlem, which at the time was all Italian. Her son, which was Teresa D'Alessio's grandfather, was running wild in the streets, and she went to Louis Buckhalter, Lepke, and said, hey, my son he's going crazy. He's going to wind up in jail. He said, okay, I will give you Staten Island. Start your numbers operation there. Get your kid out of here, because back then, over 100 years ago, Staten Island was basically a farming community, and they wound up organizing Staten Island, and they had an iron grip on organized crime in Staten Island, probably through the 70s. Teresa was born in 1935. Her father was the head of the family, very powerful mafia guy. The Staten Island Advance, which is Staten Island's only paper, did a story on her. This is probably 2002. My friend Jimmy the Wags, who I had written 2 books about, lives in Staten Island, saw this, sent me a copy of the story, said, wow, this would make a great book. I tracked her down, and we met in, appropriately, Little Italy. In fact, we met in the same place. If you recall The Godfather, when Clemenza was riding around town with the chauffeur Ronnie, who eventually shoots in the head and says, "Leave the gun, take the cannolis."
Yeah.
Okay, they one of the restaurants they stopped at is a place called La Luna. That was their last stop. They shot it on location. Very old restaurant. I used to go there with my father. My father's been dead since 1960. They shot one of the last scenes there before they go out to New Jersey, and this guy Ronnie gets shot. Whatever. We met at that restaurant. We met at La Luna, which is a big tourist place now. It's old and falling apart. The food sucks. That's where she wanted to go. I tried to talk her into doing her story, which was fascinating. Born and raised in a mob family, but she was the only woman in American mafia history that had her own crew. She was the only woman ever to have a sit-down with a mafia captain and get a territory to do her crimes. She had 2 husbands. They were common law husbands. 2 husbands killed in front of her that were assassinated. Fascinating story. So I wanted to do this very badly because this hasn't been done before, and of course that's what you want to do when you write a book. You want to sell it because it's never been done before. She said, I will let you write the story if you can find the daughter that I gave up for adoption. She was like 17 and pregnant. This was in the early 50s. What you don't want to be is a teenager unmarried, pregnant, and your father is a mafia don. So she kept it from him, and she went to Florida allegedly to go to school, had the baby, gave it away. She said, if you can find this kid, because I've been hunting for her for years, I will let you write my story.
Wow, look at that, like a test.
Well, I found it. This is what I do. I'm a private investigator. It wasn't easy. I mean, she gave the kid away in like 1952. I found her married to, of all people, a cop living in New Jersey. I found them, reunited them, and I got to do the book. And it's still out. If you go
and once again, say the name. I can't pronounce it.
Mala Femina, which is Italian for bad woman. And the subtitle is A Woman's Life as the Daughter of a Don.
Yeah.
It's out of print, but it's on Amazon. You can probably get a used copy for $1. Fascinating story. And it's the first time I wrote a book from a woman's point of view, and I think I did a pretty good job.
Now, when people think organized crime, a lot of times they think of the 30s and the 40s and stuff like that. But how powerful is organized crime today in modern America?
Well, you're dealing with a different kind of organized criminal. In the 30s and 40s, the era you refer to, there was only the Italians. Now there's the Italians, the Albanians, Asian organized crime families. The Russians are very powerful. The Italians have taken a back seat to all these other organized ethnic crime families. These are extremely violent people. And when we get down to the South Americans, Colombians, you commit a faux pas, they will kill you, your kids, your dog, your parakeet, the next door neighbors. I mean, these are bad, bad people. The American mafia is not like that. They have rules. Even to this day, they won't. For instance, you can't get killed. Well, I guess you can't ask Joey Gallo this, but you're not supposed to get killed if you're in Little Italy, for example. It's a safe haven. Joey Gallo was killed in Umberto's Clam House in 1972. While, by the way, he was having dinner with Jerry Orbach. You remember Jerry Orbach?
Yeah, Jerry Orbach, yeah.
From Law and Order?
Yeah, Dirty Dancing.
He was having dinner, Joey and his wife, Jerry Orbach and his wife, in Umberto's Clam House, which is in the heart of Little Italy. The word got out that Gallo was in his restaurant, and two guys just spur of the moment went in there and they killed him.
Wow.
But aside from that, he was the only person ever to get killed in the confines of Little Italy. You can't hurt a family member. You can't take out somebody's wife or mother or kids. These rules don't apply to these other organized crime families. They're extremely violent. The mafia is not as nearly as strong as it was, while these other ethnic organized crime organizations are. So organized crime thrives. The Italians, I wouldn't want to be, if I was a gangster, I wouldn't want to be the head of a family because you're marked, you're going away. These guys don't last. They get convicted under the RICO laws, which is an ongoing organized criminal enterprise. It's an automatic 100 years.
Oh.
So you'll be quite old when you get out.
Yeah. Now nowadays, is it mostly narcotics that they're running? Because gambling can't be that big of a deal.
Well, if you're dealing, no, but there's other things. With the Italian mob, you still. The rules say you can't get involved in narcotics. Does that mean you can't? No, it means you can't get caught. So, of course, there are drug dealings going on. There was the pizza connection in the late 80s, early 90s. A lot of mafia guys got convicted. There were various pizza shops around the city were distribution points for Italian and Corsican heroin. But primarily construction, unions, waterfront, that's where they make their big money. Not so much narcotics, because it brings heat. They still do it because, there's a profit there. As compared to the other organized criminals, Albanians in particular, these Albanians are taking over Italian areas. Did you read my story, The Prince of Arthur Avenue?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Arthur Avenue is an Italian enclave in the Bronx, or it used to be. Slowly but surely, the Italian restaurants are being taken over by the Albanians, and I talk about this in the story. It's a short story. I mean, you can't talk about it too much, but they're taking over the Italian restaurants, and they're still keeping them Italian restaurants, only they're owned by Albanians. By the way, this Prince of Arthur Avenue is going to be a film. They just started shooting last week.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up because we talked about it, I think, the first time you were on, and Ernest Borgnine was going to play the main part, right? But Ernest is a little under the weather.
Well, Ernest, I spoke to him several times. He's not feeling well, and when you're 92, not feeling well can be fatal.
Yeah.
So they waited for him, and they waited and waited, and he wasn't forthcoming. He didn't want to go on location. It was too far. He wasn't feeling well. Long story short, they got another guy. I think I sent you a clip, yes?
Yeah, there's a clip on YouTube. We could even put a link up to it,
okay.
And people can watch it if they want.
Yeah,
but
that's one of the opening scenes. That's that's not necessarily one that's going to make its way into the movie, but at least they started. So I was supposed to have a part, but it was inconvenient time-wise, and I didn't go.
Yeah. Have you ever been in a movie?
Oh, I've been in a bunch.
Really?
Been in the aforementioned Godfather. I was in the wedding scene.
No, you weren't.
Well, the Tactical Patrol Force, which is what I belonged to, was an elite unit in the NYPD, had a subunit called the Movie Detail. And it wasn't something that you were permanently assigned to, but you got assigned to it sporadically. You provided security for movies that were being made in the New York City area. I got assigned to that movie, and they were looking for extras, and they used cops. They not only used me, they used like a half a dozen other cops. So I'm in that scene. I'm in the French Connection.
What? French Connection?
How many times have you seen the French Connection?
A few, I think, yeah.
All right. There's a scene where Gene Hackman is following Frog 1, a Frenchman, Chanier, through Midtown Manhattan. You recall the scene?
Sure.
Oh, yeah, they're going in and out of stores, and Chanier eats in a restaurant. They're dining on fine cuisine while Gene Hackman's across the street freezing his ass off eating a pizza. If you recall, he's standing in a doorway. And he's following all over the Midtown area. And Chanier all of a sudden whirls on him in the street and looks at Hackman, or Hackman thinks he's looking at him. Gene Hackman talks to a uniformed cop. That was me on the movie detail.
Holy hell.
So I was on security, and they said, "You're in the movie." And they just drafted me. So if you watch the movie, you'll see me standing there in uniform, and Hackman talks to me. Now, there's no sound. They're shooting close by, but, Hackman just, turns to me to, ask directions. So I'm in that. I'm in a movie called Jenny Makes 3 with Marlo Thomas and Alan Alda. Was out for about an hour
keep
and a
that
half.
one off the biography, yeah.
Oh, I'm not going to put that one on there.
But Godfather and French Connection, stuff will get better than that.
Well, I wasn't the only one. They used New York City cops. That's what they did. They drafted you. I was in SAG back in the day.
So any other Marlo Thomas movies?
No. Well, I had bit parts in about 6. I don't remember the other 3. They were so memorable.
But yeah, Godfather, French Connection. Wow.
Yeah, Godfather.
Look at you.
What about Titanic?
Yeah, were you in Titanic?
Oh well, no, but I'll be in Titanic 2.
Yeah. The Return.
That's when the ship goes down for the second time.
Yeah. That's very good. Wow, how about that? Now, Now, what else? You said you're working on the. You got the new contract there with Joe Pistone. You're working on another book. You said about an undercover cop. Is that right?
Yeah.
A Jersey cop.
Guy's name is Mike Russell. He did undercover for 2.5 years with a northern New Jersey crime family, and the subtitle of the book is Undercover with the Real Sopranos. This is where Frank Vincent was involved in this. We have him in the book. Of course, we can't say too many bad things, but this crime family was the basis for the Soprano television series.
Oh, well, there you go.
So I've written 3. I didn't send you these chapters.
No.
Oh, I've got 3 chapters written. I'll send them to you.
Yeah, appreciate that.
And Frank Wyman, my agent, soon to be your agent, we hope, is shopping them around. And in fact, Mike Russell just signed an option. They're going to do a movie on his life.
Wow, look at that.
Which is going to help us sell the book, of course.
Yeah. Any other mob-related movies or TV shows you'd like to tell the people about that you would think deserves more attention?
I really can't think of any.
Yeah, I'm trying. Johnny Dangerously. Oh, that was a great one, right? You remember Johnny Dangerously, Michael Keaton, and Joe Piscopo?
I heard of it. I never seen it.
What about The Departed?
Oh, yeah, The Departed. That was awful. That was just terrible,
No.
right?
You didn't like
terrible.
that?
No,
Oh,
I thought it was horrible.
I loved it.
Oh, I loved it. That was
Really?
It was based on a guy named Whitey Bulger. Whitey Bulger was the Nicholson character. Bulger has been on the FBI's 10 Most Wanted since the late 90s. It's a brilliant Irish gangster. He all his life he knew that he was in that lifestyle. There may come a day when he has to run. Nobody plans in advance like he did. And when that day came, he vanished. And he's been gone ever since. There's been sightings, alleged sightings of him all around the world. He fled with his girlfriend, and they've never been seen since.
Yeah, I thought DiCaprio was great in that movie, but the female character there, the psychologist, she was just terrible. That was just a silly character, And then
it had to have a love interest,
Yeah, but it seemed forced. Like they just,
but to show what the Boston underworld was like, those guys with their Irish brogues, it was something different. But Jack Nicholson was Whitey Bulger. Whitey Bulger's brother, by the way, is a congressman, and they tried to indict him a couple of years ago, saying that he knew where Whitey was and he wasn't disclosing it. But he got out of it. He got out of the indictment.
And who else was in there, Larry? Marky Mark, right? Wasn't he in there?
Yeah, Matt Damon.
I thought he was just ridiculous. His character, Marky Mark, and the whole thing was like a big commercial for cell phones. Every scene, someone's talking on the cell phone.
Alec Baldwin.
Yeah, I like the Alec Baldwin. Yeah, but
he played a volatile character. I like him in whatever he does. I mean, the guy was great.
And Martin Sheen was in it too, right?
Who?
Well, wasn't Martin Sheen in it?
Yeah, he gets thrown off a roof.
Yeah. Well, I didn't enjoy it. Didn't enjoy it.
Well, Martin Sheen character. Either he got thrown off a roof, or Martin Sheen realized what kind of movie he was in.
Yes, I just thought it was very overrated. Now, didn't Scorsese win the Oscar for that?
No.
I thought he did. Didn't best director? Didn't they give? It was like a lifetime achievement award, basically, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't know, but anything Scorsese does,
Yeah. Trying to think. The more movies he's done are just Goodfellas and Casino, right? That's pretty much it.
Mean Streets. You have some Mean Streets?
Yeah, Mean Streets. That's right.
Well, that was his first. That was Robert De Niro's first movie. Harvey Keitel. Shot on location for about $1.50. Handheld cameras. I mean, that was a real picture of life in Little Italy.
Yeah, the big fight scene in the billiard parlor. That was great.
Well, this is when the world first learned the word mook.
Yeah.
It's something that these guys had their own language, and this is what Scorsese does very well. And he's going to continue doing it, obviously.
Yeah, I haven't even heard about him lately. Is he working on anything?
I believe he's home counting his money.
Yeah, probably.
Didn't he just do Shutter Island? Wasn't it his movie?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, did you see that?
No.
I did not.
Excellent.
Really? I would like to see it. Yeah, I really want to see it.
Did you read the book?
I did.
Yeah, Larry, did you read the book?
No.
Yeah.
You guys got to get out more.
Larry's not much of a reader.
Oh.
What?
Yeah.
I'm well read.
I gave him my book like 3 years ago, and he's like halfway through. So.
Well, that's because it's your book.
Yeah, that's right. It's not exactly a page turner.
Dennis Lehane wrote Shutter Island. You're gonna finish that book and start asking yourself questions. I mean, that's
why I bought this book. Where'd my money go? Those kind of questions.
It ends. It's got a satisfying ending, you think, but there's different interpretations of it, and it translates to the movie just as well. You walk out of there saying, "What did I just see?" And
which is always a sign of a good movie.
Well, at the end, you don't really know. It's open to interpretation how it actually ends, and this is one of the reasons why the Prince of Arthur Avenue got picked up. I mean, it's a short story. These things come and go. They pay you a couple of $100 and they just die. It gets lost in an anthology, and no one ever cares. But when this director called me up, he said the same thing. He said, with this story, I want people... Or people are going to say when they finish watching it, what did I just see? You know, and this is what Shutter Island is. You don't know what you saw. You know it was good, but you have different ideas about what the story was about. I don't know how else to put it. I'm very eloquent, aren't I?
Well, you're a writer. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there you go. I are a writer.
Now, hey, we should mention you're making a personal appearance soon, right? At the Rostraver Library in Rostraver, PA.
Rostraver Library, which is hard to believe. It's in Rostraver.
Yeah.
Which is a little burg in Pennsylvania. For those of you who live in the area, Saturday between 10 and 2, I'll be there signing with a few other authors.
Yeah, it's this Saturday, May 8th already. Oh,
it is.
It's already May. It's a little ridiculous.
My God. You think it's going to snow anymore, Mike?
Probably. It seems to drop 20 degrees every other day here. Now, it's a fundraiser for the library, and like 9 authors are going to be there signing books?
Yeah. We'll be signing, for 4 hours, so, stop on by.
Yeah, and if you go there and you meet Pat and you tell him, hey, I heard you on the LCS Hockey Radio Show, he'll sign your book twice.
There you go. Right? In fact, I'll sign somebody else's name. I'll sign Tom Clancy.
Yeah, there you go. it'll be even better.
There you go.
Yeah. Anything else you'd like to tell the people, Pat? I think we exhausted all the mob talk.
No, we exhausted that. I self-promoted myself to death, so that's always.
Oh, that's all right. Hey, we can do it more. CondorPI.com and PI-Scribe.com are your websites.
There you go.
And if people ever need to track someone down, you're the guy, right? You'll find them.
I'm the man. Well,
hey, Pat, any news on Rachel Lee Cook?
Yeah, I don't. Larry wants you to track down Rachel Lee Cook for him. She's an actress that he likes, but I don't think he needs to do that for you, Larry. I don't.
Yeah, I thought he.
Oh, Rachel. Oh, you want to find Rachel? Hold on a second. Hey, Rachel.
Yeah.
Come here.
Oh, she's at your house.
Larry, she has to get dressed. So
all right. Pat's doing comedy. Look at that.
She'll be happy to talk to you.
Yeah, but I don't know what else is going on, Larry. Anything else in our world? Yeah, a little slow, but once again.
Well, Blog Talk paused up there.
Yeah, I don't know. But, we got nothing else going on here, Pat. So,
well, I tell you, it's always good talking to you guys. It brings back a lot of things that I thought I forgot.
Yeah, you got a lot of stories.
Yeah.
Well, and I got more. I mean, if you ever want to talk about the Vietnam or other things,
We still got to get your tales about playing poker all the time because Larry's a poker player. So
in fact, I'm going to go to Vegas shortly to visit my money.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can talk about that. And I still am a very active online poker player. I've been doing it for years. So.
Where do you
Larry,
play
you still play the poker online?
Yeah.
Ultimate Bet.
Oh, you play on Ultimate Bet? Okay, I play on Full Tilt.
Yeah, in fact, are you doing Rush Poker?
I have played some Rush Poker, yeah.
What do you think?
It's fun. It's fun. I mean, at least you don't
What
have
is Rush Poker, Larry?
Oh, yeah, for your listeners, Rush Poker is a very intense, fast game of Texas Hold'em.
Yeah.
It goes extremely quickly. You can play a lot more hands per hour than you can play even on the internet, which is fast to begin with.
You can literally play 150 hands in an hour. As soon as you get your 2 cards dealt, if you don't like them, you hit fold and you're automatically moved to another table when you get 2 more cards.
Yeah, it's becoming very popular from what I hear.
Yeah.
I like to play. I used to play a lot more. I got so many things going now, but I'm a tournament player.
Yeah, me too. I would much rather play a tournament.
Yeah. So anyway, we talk about that. Anything you want to talk about?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. You guys. So.
Yeah, let's talk poker next time.
I guess I'll be seeing you in school, Mike, right?
Yeah, we got end of June, right? We go back up.
Yep.
And you'll be teaching a class on corroborating with another author, right?
Yeah, I'm working with Penny Dawn.
Yeah.
Which is.
And I'll be in that class, I believe. So.
Me too.
Oh, you're the one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you heard if it's popular?
I wanted to find the person who signed up for the class. It's you.
Yeah, I signed up. Yeah.
Amazing. All right.
Yeah, it'll be great. It's supposed to be a lot more people this time, I hear.
120 versus I think the 90 we had last semester.
Yeah. So
all right, call me anytime. It's always nice talking to you guys.
All right, Pat. Thanks, buddy. There he goes, Pat Picciarelli.
Okay. Larry, have a good night.
See you, Pat.
Too. Bye-bye.
How about that Pat Picciarelli, Larry? He knows it all about the mob.
He is like just chock full of good stuff.
He's like a real dude. You know, he's a real
like,
guy.
He's like a real-life radio show.
That's right. Every day's a radio show for Pat.
It is. Like
Hey, say nice things. I'm still on the line.
Oh, look out.
Okay, guys. Good night.
There you go, Pat. There he goes. But yeah, he's like a real dude. He's lived a life, you know. Now, what have I done, Larry? Every time he comes on, it's great to hear from him. But I feel bad about myself. You know, what have I done?
I hear you. Like, I've done nothing with my life, and I'm like, there's nothing on the horizon.
Yeah, I've memorized basically every episode of the Dick Van Dyke Show. But is that really something you can tell people? You know?
Yeah, really. I hear you. Yeah, I got Roseanne in the holster, so that's even worse.
Yeah, I can, tell all the episodes of Cheers. I can literally name every episode of Columbo in less than a minute. But is that really something you have on your resume? No. But Pat, he's out there getting it done. He's a private eye, a cop, doing undercover work, writing books. It's amazing.
Poker.
Yeah, he's doing it all. He was in The Godfather and The French Connection.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't know that.
I hear you.
I thought I knew the guy. Nope, didn't know that. Yeah.
I'm lucky I saw The Godfather.
Yeah.
I didn't even see The French Connection.
Yeah. So I got to go get those movies again and look for Pat.
Would you recognize him? Well, I guess
think
you
so.
would.
Yeah, I think I would. Yeah.
Huh.
So be something. All right. So thanks to Pat Picciarelli. We'll get him on again, and we'll talk other stuff with him.
Yeah,
and once again,
poker.
CondorPI.com and PI-scribe.com. And Ross Draver Library this Saturday, May 8th. I don't know where Ross Draver is, but I hear it's in the state. So if anyone
Not far from you, Mike Dell.
Oh, maybe I'll make an appearance as well.
Yeah, it's not that far. I'd say it's under a half hour from your house.
So there we go, Pat Picciarelli. And we got to thank cousin Brandon, Brandon Damashek as always.
The Ed.
And the Ed, the Ed's off hiatus.
Yeah, that was short-lived.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I was looking forward to the hiatus.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I could use a break, you know?
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he called back in while Pat was on the phone, but, obviously.
Yeah, we don't need to introduce the Ed to Pat. That's
No.
Yeah, we're lucky that Pat's calling the show. If he meets the Ed, he'll be like, all right, I'm done with those guys.
Yeah, what the fuck am I calling into? Yeah, exactly.
That's just nonsense. Now, Larry, we have like maybe 2 minutes left in the show.
Nope.
We never did talk hockey.
Oh, yeah, hockey. Yeah, we can talk hockey.
Oh, see, is that what you're nervous about, Larry? We're going to debut a new bit, Larry.
Yeah, we're not going to do that tonight, so
right.
Don't even bring it up.
All right. We'll save it for later. But let me just say real quickly, the Red Wings are down 3-0 to the San Jose Sharks. And that is a big thumbs up for me. And people were asking me to comment on the officiating in that series. And let me just say, I didn't see Game 2, and apparently that was the one where the big controversy was. I guess the Sharks had like 10 power plays or something. And the Red Wing fans, of course, are crying already. They cry a lot.
Oh, please. Well, they're
Listen,
old, you know.
In the history of professional sports, not once that I can think of has a game ever been won or lost by the officials. Never.
Never?
So quit crying about it, you know? It doesn't matter. Just because they call you a penalty doesn't mean you can't kill it, you know? Look at the Penguin game the other night. They won 2-1. 2-0 there. At the end of the game, they called, who got called? Mark Eaton for like kind of a ridiculous trip along the boards on Scott Gomez. It's a terrible call, but you know what? You kill it, and then it's not a problem. You know, Montreal, the game before that, Pittsburgh, no penalties the first 2 periods, but then Pittsburgh got 3 power plays in the third. Some of them may have been generous calls. Montreal didn't care. They just killed the penalties. That's all you do. And if you can't kill them, shut up. You know, that's all it is.
I hear you.
Quit crying about it. I always go back to Larry Robinson back in the 90s there when he was coaching the Kings, and the Blues, I think, were playing in the playoffs. And the Kings had a big lead late in the third period of a playoff game. Someone got whistled for a 5-minute major, I think on a hit on Jeff Courtnall even, if I recall. And the Blues rattled off like 3 power play goals in the final 3 minutes of the game to win it. And right after the game, Larry Robinson was bitching and moaning, saying, "Oh, it was a terrible call, terrible call." But then, thankfully, like a day later, he came to his senses, and he's like, "Oh, I guess we could have killed that." Yeah, you could have killed it. Just because they called it didn't mean you have to give up 3 power plays. You know, so just don't cry about it. Just make a play, right, Larry?
I hear you.
And if the ref's not calling penalties on you, work harder. Force them to call the penalties.
You don't see the Pens crying. You don't see the Pens crying because, honestly, Montreal could change their nickname from the Habs to the Grabs, because I've never seen so much holding, man-on-man holding, since Gabe Horn. But you don't hear the Pens crying about it, but, Crosby cries. Well, what the fuck? He's got a guy up his ass the whole goddamn game. What do you
want Montreal,
to do?
They could be, apparently interference doesn't count if you're in Montreal. But who cares? Just work harder. Fight through it.
What happens?
Don't cry.
What happens when Montreal grabs? They get shut out 2-0. All right, it's a 2-1 lead, and I'll tell you what, it's going to be a 4-1 series. So Montreal, take what you want out of it, but this series is over.
And guess what? Even if there's a disallowed goal or a crazy goal, it should be allowed. Well, you know what? You play 60 minutes. What happened to those other 59 minutes and 59 seconds? Earn it. Why are you in a situation where one call costs you a game?
Yeah.
Don't be in that situation. Win. Play harder. Don't cry. All right, I'm done.
I hear you. So Chicago's done. The Habs are done. The Flyers are done. What about Chicago and Vancouver? Who wins the series?
Vancouver blew it there in Game 2. They had that Game 1, and they gave up that shorthanded goal late, and that's going to come back to bite them. I want to see them win, but I think Chicago's probably going to eke it out. But if the Pens can get by Montreal, it's going to be like a jailbreak in the conference finals. Because
I hear you.
Montreal is just ridiculous, hanging everybody back and clutching and the grabbing. So if they play Boston, that's going to be over in 3 games probably. They're just going to
I would agree.
So just to get through Montreal. Montreal's still a little worrisome just because of the way they play. Every game could be a 1-goal, bounce here or there. So
they're not that good.
Oh, no, they're not. But just the way they play, it's hard to beat them just because, they hold and grab and interfere and drop 5 guys back into the box, and it's just nonsense. But
it's just a whole team of third-liners, basically.
Well, Jonathan Camilleri is a very skilled guy.
Camilleri's good. He's not
Gomez
great.
is a skilled guy. No, Camilleri's very good. He's a 40-goal guy, and he helped me win a fantasy hockey championship this year, so he's awesome.
Chicago just scored again. They're up 3-1 now.
Yeah, this is not looking good for Vancouver. All right, Larry, I guess that's about it. We'll be back next week with some more nonsense and monkey shine.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, thanks.
Well, conspiracy. We'll do a conspiracy next week. Maybe I'll break down the dollar bill for you. The history, because all that nonsense on the back of a dollar bill, it's like, hey, what does that mean? I'll tell you maybe next week. Maybe we'll do that next week.
All right.
There you go.
I got one thing to say to you, Mike Dell. Dollar bill, y'all.
That's right.
All right. We thanked everybody we needed to thank, Brandon and Pat Picciarelli and the Ed, and thanks to Mike Dell. And we got nothing else. Next Wednesday, 9 o'clock, we'll be back by Honest John Churchfield. It only took me 4 years to read it. Other than that, I got nothing. Until then, pass the gin, Governor.
Come on. I'll show you. Heckle me. Go ahead.
Listen, I'm very busy and I got a sore throat.
Come on. Heckle me. Come on. Don't worry. Hit me hard.
Get off the stage, you fucking moron! I'm taking shits more interesting than you are. You're not but Larry Sanders' personal fuck bitch. So shut your fucking fat face and get your goddamn bloated ass off the stage, motherfucker!
Oh, Jesus, Artie.
Good comeback.
Thank you very much.